firmly, people. So yeah, that's what I feel about Lacazette. If we quickly get into Aubameyang very quickly, people, let's not delay and waste any more time. Sorry, let me take that off. Let's get into Aubameyang. Let me just write Aubameyang here still. You don't need your timestamps. But yeah, going to my next tab. Not any of this, people. What other things are there? Yeah, not any of this. But in relation to Aubameyang, as you lot know, people, our captain did not play any part against Spurs due to being late for match day duty. Apparently, this isn't the first time it's happened. Apparently, you're actually seeing emerging news. I don't know if he took part in the warm down, but it says while the other players were warming down, he kept it moving and went home, which obviously doesn't look good. I know he's hurting. Your pride is at stake. You missed out. You're the captain and all these things. You weren't involved in a great win for the team you was involved when we last lost. Of course, it's going to hurt. But what I'd say to Aubameyang, you need to put your opinions and your emotion above the collective. How you as a man, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, feels. You can feel like all of that once you get home or once you get to training the next day. But in that moment, you've messed up. It is what it is. Cool. I'm going to be the best fan of my team now. I've messed up. I'm not playing. I was late. Cool. I'm the biggest cheerleader on this field. I'm happy for everyone. So for me, it don't look good because, Aubameyang, you score goals, you lead by example. When you look at apparently not listening to COVID, he's apparently not been on time. This ain't the first time he's been late. It's looking a bit selfish. It's not looking good. It's not looking like a good captaincy. When I look at someone apparently like Joe Willock and Maitland-Niles, allegedly we've heard rumors about their lateness. Now we can't confirm that, and we don't know it's true, and it's not relevant. But if I looked at it like this, are they sitting there and going, boy, my captain's late. What does it mean for me? And obviously, them men are not of the same stature of Aubameyang, but you get it, people. You've got to set the example and you've got to set the standard on things like that. And it's not good enough. But from what you can see here, this is courtesy of The Athletic, which I pay for, courtesy of you guys. But as you can see, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta dropped club captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang because he reported late for the North London derby against Tottenham on Sunday. And I'm sure you all saw the pictures, people, where he was stuck in Muswell Hill, which is just up the road, stuck in Muswell Hill in traffic. Now, on one hand, I feel it is what it is, He's stuck in traffic. It's not that he's misbehaved or whatever. It's one of them things where we're all late. We're all late sometimes. But I'm pretty sure you've all been at work or you've been at school. Your family has said it to you. No matter, you could have had a crazy morning. The bus broke down. The train broke down. This happened, that happened. But and nobody's hearing it because they simply say to you, leave earlier. Why don't you leave earlier? Why don't you check the roadworks? Why don't you check travel news? All of these things. Now, I do think that's harsh, but at the same time, you being a captain, being 31 years of age, you forget being a footballer. You've had enough years on this earth to know what you should be doing and shouldn't be doing. Apparently, The Athletic understands this is not the first time Aubameyang has reported late this season, with Arteta deciding to drop him to the bench as a punishment. And I like it from Arteta because he stood 10 toes. Now, obviously, if the game went a different way and we was chasing it, I'm pretty sure Aubameyang would have came off that bench, but he didn't play. He's been late. He's been taking the mick. Arteta hasn't ruled him out of anything, does back him all the time. It could be seen as you're taking the mick, and Arteta kind of has to lay down the authority. And we kind of had said at times, when I look at certain things going on, I know like Willian, for example, going to Dubai, on and off the field, it does feel like there's rules for some man and rules for the others, and it actually feels like the good players have rules against them. But he deserves to be dropped. Now, it's a big decision from Arteta because I'm sure he planned all week for Aubameyang to help with the pressing, so he did drop him. Wouldn't have had the leg to stand on if he lost, but his principles above everything, and this shows if you don't fall in line, you have to pattern up, people. Arteta obviously said before the match that Aubameyang had been dropped due to disciplinary reasons. Lacazette had been selected in his absence. And I think it's harsh because Lacazette was going to be on the bench, but in a positive way, he's come off that bench. He's played well and he stuck two middle fingers up at Arteta to say, you need to play me. Apparently, Aubameyang was disciplined earlier in the season for missing a COVID-19 test before a European trip. And in February, was reminded of his responsibilities by the club for breaching COVID-19 regulations. So again, didn't get in trouble for that. It's not a good look. But you've now had about 3 incidences where, again, we shouldn't be talking about this for a captain, and it needs to be better. It needs to be better. He was obviously an unused sub. Like you can see here, he was going to start the game, but we had a disciplinary issue. We have drawn the line and we move on. We keep it internal. So again, he doesn't want to make more of a meal of this. He doesn't want to make it more of a song and dance. It clearly couldn't have been that bad because he's on the bench and not alienated all over. But he got on to him. He said, we have other players who are willing. We dealt with the situation on the day and now we move on. He's going to continue to be really important. That's it. No more comments on that. So yeah, I like that. You know, Arteta's probably got onto him in the public. I mean, in the private, maybe fined him, maybe reminded him of his duties, but he's kept it true. You know, he's not. We've dealt with it. I've told you there's a disciplinary problem. I haven't actually told you specifically why it's there because this is all speculation and we deal with it. And one thing about beating Spurs is we haven't made more of a meal of this. If we lost, you can imagine, you know, how many clickbait articles would be made, how much recycling of the same news would have been made. It is what it is. Now, it's not good for Aubameyang in that regards, people. Where is the other thing, people? Where is my other news? Apparently, people, if we look here, well, no, apparently Aubameyang actually, it should be up there. I should have had a tab, people, but I'll find it again. Arteta said he's available for selection. This is actually it here, people. Let me click this one. Okay, here, let's go here, the Metro. As you lot can see here, articles have also gone on to say, Pierre, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button if you haven't, people. Make sure you're also hitting the like button. There's 300 odd of you in here. But as you lot can see here, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang snubbed post-match warm down with other subs and is set to receive a fine. So again, he was peed off. That's what I see from that Aubameyang without reading everything else. That's an emotional thing. You're thinking about how I would have done, for what it's worth, people, I would have done the Aubameyang thing because I'm prideful. You know, rightly or wrongly, I'm prideful. Like I said earlier, your ego, all of these things needs to be put to the side for the better of the collective. So you should have warmed down just to show everybody that I'm no better than the next man. I might be Aubameyang, but if I F around, I F around. So for me, this is emotional. The Aubameyang's got in his feelings. We've won. He feels hard done by, never come off the bench. He's just vexed. You need to look at why you was late. Take accountability. Again, there could be different reasons. He could have been late for something to do with his family. I hope that's not the case. But either way, for me, you know, for me, I don't think Aubameyang talks enough as a captain and faces the music when we've lost anyways. But when you've heard the several things we've just talked about and this isn't looking good, especially when you got people like Saka and Tierney that have been in this first team for 2 minutes and they're reflecting better what it is. Now, I'm not going to get at Aubameyang. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just commenting on what clearly I can see, people. But apparently, in addition to turning up late for Arsenal's North London derby win over Tottenham, Aubameyang was the first player to leave the Emirates as he made a hasty exit. So for me, seeing my captain, the last to arrive, the first to leave, that is poor. You know, it is what it is, which is upsetting. Again, these could be rumours. It could all be nonsense. But apparently, you know, he left after 20. He left 23 minutes after the final whistle had blown, so probably just after the team talk and things, and you could hear his Ferrari catting out, people. And this is his third time. So again, you've been given a one ban. So look, you know, Arteta's probably said whatever happened first time, cool, benefit of the doubt. Second time, listen, all right, cool. Lightning doesn't strike twice, but now I'm looking at you in it. It don't happen again. Thing. Third time you're taking a piss. Pardon my language. It is what it is. In that regards, people. He's also set to receive a 1 or 2 weeks fine to go along with his benching. So he feels sorry for himself, but go again. Arsenal, you know, if you want to donate wages to the less fortunate, I'm willing to take 2 weeks of Aubameyang's wages without a doubt, Arsenal. But as you lot can see here, you know, his car was pictured here at 4 minutes past 12. You know, Muswell Hill, my old stomping ground, would love to live around here, but obviously it's a difficult one. So yeah, as you lot can see here, people, Aubameyang's nice Ferraris, they're there right next to this expensive estate agents in the lovely area of Muswell Hill. So again, you know, it's poor. You've been given a time, go out and finish it. It's as simple as that. Arteta's kept him in the team, you know. It's not like he's treating him like Guendouzi and things like that and rubbing him out, but it is what it is in that regards. Aubameyang just needs to fix up, pull his pants up, and we go again. You know, you hold your L, you get in your feelings. It is what it is. That happened to me in Sunday League, people. Me and a teammate, we used to mess around quite a lot, and I used to not take it seriously until we had a game on Sunday, and my manager Darren said I'm on the bench. Now, if you know me, people, I'm a mercenary, you know, especially when I'm on the bench, you know, it's rightly or wrongly. I remember school times, Winchmore Hill versus Highlands. I got in trouble for something unrelated to football, so I wasn't allowed to play. Rightly or wrongly, I started cheering on Highlands. You know, I'm cheering the one where they score. I was a bastard, people, because things like this would hurt me. So I wouldn't have known how to react to this Aubameyang thing. But this happened to me, you know. Darren said, you know, this happened several times, but there was one time Darren said, you're not playing, you're not starting. And if you know me, people, the bench, it's like somebody's killed me. You know, starting on the bench, for me, it's like I didn't play. you know, and I had to hold my L, pay my fine, sit on the bench, end up like Aubameyang, but I could sit in my feelings and whatnot, or you go again. It's a new week. You know, right now you're the villain, you're a hero this week if you do what you need to do against West Ham and Olympiacos. I know it's not as glamorous as the North London derby. It's a bit like Xhaka to a degree, you know. Obviously, people are saying, yo, Xhaka looks like the partner for Partey. Now, last week, people wanted my man's head on the stick. So, you know, an experienced player, all I say is get out your feelings, pull your pants up, pull your knickies up. We go again, innit? We're Arsenal Football Club. You know, leave your pride, ego, and them things there.